Hey everybody, how is it going? Sam here. We're outside, gonna make another video here. I am thrilled because it is finally starting to get a little bit nicer outside. Kind of the point where I actually want to start going outside, even though it's a little bit cool. I gotta wear the sweater, but it's early May, pretty soon. Things are gonna start warming up. I'm excited to start taking the shirt off, soaking up sun. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited. Um, I just want to make a quick little impromptu video, just how things are going. You know how it is, guys. Just working the side hustles, the real estate. Obviously, rentals are going good. Trying to work as much overtime, and just continuing to invest. So things are going pretty good. I did want to come on here, and I kind of wanted to just talk about reading. And last night, I had a really good spurt of reading, and it's something that I was really proud of myself, because sometimes I find with reading I can't read for very long, but I was at work and I was just flying through this book. I really liked it. It was I'm probably gonna say his name wrong. He's that French French author. I want to say Albert Camus. I could be saying that wrong. He's French, whatever. But The Stranger, also sometimes translated as The Outsider. So far, a really great book. I think I just have a few more chapters left, and I'll likely finish it before I go to bed. I actually plan on reading it before I go to bed instead of watching some stupid YouTube video or something. So I'm looking forward to how it's gonna end. So far it's pretty good, and I don't want to talk too much about it because I might make a video regarding that book later on. So I don't want to talk about it too much. But it's funny to me that reading has become such a superpower in the world that we live in. When I'm at work on my breaks and I read, I find that people people are consistently bugging me, not bugging me about my reading, but bringing it up in conversation. Like, people will say things like, "Oh, what you reading? Oh, what you reading? What's it about?" Like, everyone becomes so interested in the fact that you're reading because people don't read anymore. We actually live in an illiterate society, just meaning that people have the ability to read but choose not to. And that's just really just in the age of short form content, instant dopamine, instant gratification, that men, women too, don't actually choose to read. So it's kind of something that I've been thinking about just a little bit, is just how that is a growing problem in our culture, is that we have this inability to actually sit down and read a book. And I really do think that the more that I kind of dabble in reading and try to build up my reading habits, that reading really is the most, probably the best way to actually start building up your long-term attention span. We need to normalize long form content maxing. You see this a lot, people talk about short form content, right? Social media, everything is short form content, quick, easy to digest. Even ChatGPT, which I use all the time, right? Instant information. But that's the beauty of reading, is that it takes time, right? And I think reading is kind of like the gym in that sense. Is that, for me, right? I go to the gym almost every day. It's that long term goal, and it takes time. You don't just go to the gym and just build a great physique. Likewise with reading, it's going to take a lot of time, right, to build up that skill. Another recommendation I would say to you guys, if you're struggling with reading and you want to build up your reading, look into Franz Kafka, who is an early 20th century surrealist type author. But if there was a book that I rented from the library, and it was called The Complete Works of Kafka, and it had tons of short stories. And I'm talking short stories that are so short that some of them were a paragraph long, or 1 page long. So there's no excuses to wherever you're starting, right? If you can read 1 page, start with Franz Kafka. I think the first one I started with was called The Law. I literally think it was 1 page, right? The whole story was 1 page. So start from there. Start with 1 page, and then from there, maybe you can read a couple pages, and before you know it, you might build up the attention span to be able to read, you know, one chapter a day, right? Maybe you can sit down, you can read a chapter a day, and then, you know, like the other day I read for an hour, and it just felt natural, and I was really proud of myself because to sit down, undivided attention, you know, no music, no phone, nothing, just you in the book for over an hour. I was that was a big step for me. That was a big like victory, and I was like, sweet. Um, Also, you know what's kind of just fake about online? Um, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like for example, this camera. Like I could have had a fresh shower. I could have done up my hair or whatever. I literally just woke up. You know, my grandma called me just a little bit ago. She was getting her tires changed, so I had to drop her off at the shop or whatever. So like I just went up, dropped her off, and then I made this video, and I just so, I don't know, why be fake and come on here and do up my hair, and why would I not just present myself the way I look? I don't know. And you just see this on social media, and not that you shouldn't do this, but everyone's just, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, guys, but it's just everything's just so fake on social media and Instagram, and I just hate the fakeness. And like it's like I would rather be an ugly, low follower, like account than to have like a lot of followers and just be somebody I'm not, right? And that could be cope. That could come across as cope. It might be cope, because isn't it easy to say like, oh, I wouldn't want 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers. But I was even thinking about this the other day that like 300 followers is a lot of people. like I have 300 followers on Instagram, and to a lot of people I'd be like, you don't have any followers. And then I was thinking like, man, 300 followers is a lot of people. In fact, I don't even know 300 people. Like I don't even think I could list all. If you asked me like name 300 people in your circle, I couldn't name 300 people. And I was trying to think like, imagine 300 people in a room. That's a lot of people. I don't know. It just it kind of blows my mind just how destroyed our reality is through social media and online. It's just so fake. And the fact that people assign value to how many followers you have, I always think it's cooler that people don't. Like even YouTube channels that's been popping up on my feed. Excuse me. I've been seeing a couple of YouTube channels that have had like 100 subscribers, right? These kind of like really like niche, less known YouTube channels have been popping up on my feed, probably because that's kind of like what my content kind of is low followers, subscribers, whatever. And it's just gems, man. It's such a gem to see accounts that have like 100 subscribers and are just people being themselves. Because once you get big, once people sell their souls, and it's just, yeah, it's not good. I have some goals for this weekend. I'm gonna say it again. I gotta go to church on Sunday, and I really, 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 really hope that I follow through here. I'm nervous to go to church because I go by myself, but who cares? Who cares? Go to church by yourself. The thing is, I don't have in my life Christian like role models to say. Like I don't see men in my real life. I see them online, but I don't see men in my real life who are Christian, leading a Christian life. So to me, it's I feel very lone wolfish when it comes to going to church, and it's something that I need to get over, and I have to stop being such a little bitch and just go to church, attend the Divine Liturgy, and just go check it out. Like it's not hard. You just dress up and go. Like we're talking about my salvation here, right? Like we're talking about my salvation. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can go to church. Whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Leaning out for summer. I was locked in for 2 weeks here on the diet, And then it kind of started to catch up on me. So I don't know if you guys have done like dieting or whatever, or lost weight, but sometimes I find with dieting for extended periods of time is that it can catch up on you. So my hunger was very consistent. Like my dealing with hunger levels was very consistent over the last 2 weeks. And then yesterday I found it just like really caught up to me. So what my plan is with that was I was like, you know what, like, my meals that I brought to work, I'm like, look, this isn't cutting it. I'm fantasizing about food. I'm very hungry. I'm like, look, it's been 2 weeks. Here's what I'm gonna do. After work, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna get some big meals. I ate some processed bullshit, whatever. But it was one meal, and I'm not gonna stress about it. I weighed an extra 2 pounds this morning. A lot more water and glycogen, obviously, I'm holding on to, but it's not a big deal. Excuse me, especially when you lock in right away. Like if you've been giving her for 2 weeks, you could definitely like afford to have one big meal and then just lock in again. So I woke up today, I'm gonna go get my steps in. I'm gonna walk around and then when I get hungry, I'm gonna go cook my meals and just get back on track. Today's kind of a rest day. I'm not gonna go to the gym today. I'm quite tired, and it's leg day anyways, my next workout. So I'll do it tomorrow. Make sure I'm all rested up, and I'll just give her on a leg day. And but it's relationship with food is kind of interesting. I find that as kind of being in this bodybuilding space and my relationship with the gym and food. I just have this kind of black and white view of food where food is either whole foods, real foods, and then there's just everything else is fake. And there is some kind of truth to that, and I just have a hard time eating bullshit food because in my mind I'm like, it's fake and it's goy slop or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. My plan, basically, what am I trying to say here is that I don't know. Basically, I'm just like, I could be hard on myself when I have a cheat meal like that, because it's like I feel like I'm destroying my progress, but it really isn't that bad if you're good all the other days of the week. Like I said, if you've been giving her for 2 weeks, you're in a calorie deficit, everything's consistent, and then you have one meal that's like overkill, right? Like I had a box of cookies, I had 4 McDonald's chicken McMuffins, 2 hash browns. Yeah, like the box of cookies. I mean, it was a huge calorie meal, obviously, and a bunch of bullshit, but whatever, we ate it. But we just get back on track, right? We wake up, we hydrate, go for a walk, right? I'm gonna go get some more steps in today, and when I get naturally hungry, because I'm not really that hungry, just because it was a really big meal, even though it's like so much just refined sugar. But at the end of the day, still, I'm still gonna just send it, and it'll be good. What are we at here? 13 minutes. What else can I say here? Yeah, just while the sun's out, I just want to make sure that I have some time to get out. I would say that I was getting pretty depressed with winter here. Like it's hard when you don't get a lot of sunlight. I'm so pale, and I don't get a lot of sunlight, especially given shift work and where I work. So with summertime coming out now, it should be a lot better. I'm excited to get to the point where I can just take the shirt off, walk around, soak up vitamin D, get tons of sun, get tanned. This is the summer of lean. I don't want to say shredded. Shredded is not necessarily the goal, but definitely lean and tan. It's going to be a good look. And, the one meal that I had today was a meal, but like I said, we're back to schedule as of now. And we're just going to continue on with the deficit. Probably, my goal is to lose another, 10 pounds or so from here, and then that should be it. So not a lot of weight to lose. Tomorrow I'm going to cut a bunch of wood. As you can see, I'm kind of in the back of the house here. Tons of wood to cut. There's so many dead trees. So, I think I'm just going to bring the truck around and just start loading up dead wood, and yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited. So anyways, guys, I don't know. Here's a video I could post. I'll make another video tomorrow. But yeah, get into reading. I'm really excited to do some more reading tonight and actually finish the book, which is another big thing about reading, is just like, you really need to just find a book that you like. And I know that's so like cliche, but it's just true. I actually had to put a book down actually, because I couldn't get into it, because I was like, I actually I was reading Tolstoy, the Kreutzer Sonata. I could totally be saying that wrong. But I was just at work, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the day. Maybe it was just, but shift after shift, I was just trying to get into it, and I was reading it, and it just felt like the words were just kind of going in me and out of me, and I just wasn't really understanding anything. And I was just like, man, I just can't get into this book. And here I was just trying to force myself into this book, when what I had to just say to myself is like, you don't have to finish the book. If you can't get into it, just ditch it, right? Life is too short to spend time reading books you can't get into, right? Just because the name Tolstoy is attached to it doesn't mean you have to read it, or that you even have to like it, right? So I returned to the library, substituted for the Albert Camus Stranger, or The Outsider, and yeah, I loved it. Super short too. That's the nice thing, is like, it's super short. Another point that I wanted to bring up, just in terms of reading and reading habits, is that I find that what I find is start with the short books. I already talked about like Franz Kafka, and like he has like the short paragraphs, for example. But like but yeah, just work on short works. You don't have to read like 500, 600 page books. There is so much serious literature that is short stories, and you can just start with that, right? So anyways, cool guys, I'm gonna end this video. Get outside this summer, get lots of sunlight. We need it. We're vitamin D deficient, so get out there. And yeah, if you made it this far, guys, I would be surprised if there's actually a person who's like sat down and listened to this video. But I would consider, if one person has watched this video, to be a huge success. I don't attach value to the amount of subscribers I have, Instagram followers, because that's so materialistic and low level. I'm not going to attach myself based on followers. So even if one person got some kind of value out of something that I said in this video, then that's incredible. And this video was a success. Yeah. Glory to Jesus Christ. Lord, have mercy on me and save me. All right, guys. Take care.